This video is in response to a question that I was asked. What are some of the downsides of plumbing, and what are some things that you kind of wished you knew before becoming a plumber? And also, whether or not I would recommend people to become plumbers. So here's the thing. If you're contemplating becoming a plumber, chances are you need the job. The answer is probably yes to that question. You should try out plumbing. And the reason I say that, unless you're a first generation, second generation plumber, you're probably out of options. Maybe you didn't do too well in school. Maybe you had a series of life events that led you down the path to say to yourself, hey, maybe I should become a plumber. And with that being said, go for it. But here are some things that I wish I knew before becoming a plumber, and I guess some of the downsides to being a plumber. So the first downside, technically, right, and this should be obvious, is it's dirty work. You're going to be working in basements, crawl spaces, attics. You're going to be wearing, work clothes that are going to get damaged. They're going to get dirty. Your hands are going to get dirty, and if you don't wear gloves or whatever, no matter whether you wash them or not, you're still, your hands you're going to look like you've been doing some work. Now, listen, if that doesn't bother you, that's great. It doesn't bother a lot of people, but I would say that is a downside for some. And so one thing. Now, to segue into what I wish I knew about being a plumber is, wear the right clothes, wear gloves, buy work clothes like jeans that you're okay destroying, or shirts that you're okay if they get ruined or destroyed. A lot of plumbers, when they first start, they're wearing things that they like and they want to wear again. And unfortunately, once you kind of wear something to a plumbing job, it's gone for good. So we'll do a two-part on that. And another downside of the job, which is also, in my opinion, is kind of obvious, but I guess a lot of people don't realize, is you're going to be feeling a lot of physical pain at the end of the day. Plumbing's very physical work, and most older plumbers, when you speak to, they've had these specific ailments. So first, obviously, is the back. Bad back, bad wrists, carpal tunnel syndrome from, repetitive, motions with the wrench, knees from kneeling, and a litany of other ailments that come from construction work. So that, I would say, is a negative, but here's the thing. Your body, no matter whether you do plumbing or not, is going to eventually wither away and die. So your body was made to be used, and if you're going to use it, what better way than to provide for yourself and your family and make a living? So, maybe there's other jobs that are less physical or whatever, but no matter what, even if you did no plumbing, you will eventually wither away and die. So with that being said, part B to that is what I wish I knew before becoming a plumber, getting on the job site, is, wear gloves, protect your hands. There's nothing tough about not wearing gloves. Wear your eye protection, wear your hard hat, things like that. It's called PPE, personal protective equipment. And if you work for a good company, they're going to give you a lot of training on personal protective equipment. Wear the stuff. There's nothing that'll ruin your day quicker than getting something in your eyes, or banging your head really good where you cut your head, stuff like that. Some guys may be like, oh, I don't want to wear that stuff, or the safety guy's a jerk for telling me to put my safety glasses on. But it's only helping you, and you don't see it too much anymore. But I know, like, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I used to see a lot of plumbers missing fingers, missing eyes, things like that, because, in older days, personal protective equipment wasn't that prevalent. So, you know, wear it, use it. And to just go further, it's just because I want to give you guys some real tips is, don't lift with your back. If you're going to kneel, get a kneeling pad. A guy told me when I first started my first year as a plumbing apprentice, he said, it's a marathon, not a sprint, which means your career, if done right, will be a very long one. And you don't want to use up your body, get injured early, and not really be able to make the most of your career in terms of just enjoyment of the work, the ability to do the work, and just your ability to earn. So there's nothing cool about sacrificing your body for the job. Work smart, use leverage when lifting things. Just, you have one body, you have one set of hands, you have one back, you have, just be smart. So that is, let's say that's two, and we'll go with three. So the third thing, and this is really interesting, and a lot of people don't talk about it that much, is most of the people that you encounter I would say it's not exclusive to plumbing. I would say in the entire construction industry, but for the sake of plumbing, let's talk about that. They're going to be unhappy. Most people that you deal with, from the customers to your coworkers, are not going to be in a good mood. They're going to be angry. They're going to be negative. So let's start out first with the customers, because they're our bread and butter. So why would the customer be angry? Why are they angry? Well, they don't want to see you. Unless maybe you're doing new construction and you're building their dream home, right? And then they'll be like, oh, I want to see you. But if you're a service plumber, meaning you're there to fix something that's broken, they're not happy to see you. It's probably one of the worst days of their week, where something unexpectedly broke. They can't fix it. Let's say their water heater blew, right? Which means got a hole in it, leaked, and flooded out their finished basement. And here you show up, hey, life's great, happy Monday. I'm here to fix your heater. Well, their house just got flooded. On top of that, who really has the disposable income to drop what's most likely, well over $1,000, well, it's a fact, over $1,000 on the heater and the install on any random day of the week. So you're going to be dealing with that. You're also going to be dealing with just the fact that, they had to take the day off of work. There's so many reasons for them to be unhappy. And let's not beat that dead horse anymore. Now, why are your coworkers unhappy? Why are the guys at the supply house unhappy? Why are all these people unhappy? With the exception of a few. I'll tell you why. They didn't choose that profession. They didn't choose that career. Very few people wake up, as a youth, or say as a youth, oh, I can't wait to grow up so I can be a plumber and snake out your freaking kitchen sink and change your toilet and snake your sewer line and all this other stuff. Fix your faucet. Oh, it's going to be so wonderful when I get sprayed with toothpaste spit from your drain while I'm snaking it out, and that's just the reality of this job. Most people didn't choose this career. Most people, maybe they wanted to be a singer, a dancer, an actor, a freaking figure skater, for crying out loud, anything else. But here they are, fixing your plumbing or working alongside you. Maybe they're in pain from one of those various ailments that I spoke about. And, you know, you could act like that stuff doesn't matter, but it does. And you're going to be dealing with some unique folks. And what I would tell you is don't take it personally. You know, some people are just angry for the sake of being angry. Some people are where they are because they were angry and unsuccessful at life. And they didn't learn anything from that. And they're going to try and bring you down. So don't let them, you know. You're going to meet people who hate plumbing, don't want to be plumbers, resent that they have to do the plumbing. Don't let them drag you down, you know. You have to make the best out of every situation. And if you're on a plumbing job, on a plumbing site, and, you know, be grateful first that you have a job. Be grateful second that you're learning a trade. You know, I've been out of, you know, the physical plumbing aspect for about 10 years now. But whenever something breaks in my house, plumbing related, I can fix it right away. I don't have any issues fixing plumbing stuff. It saved me a ton of money, you know, throughout the years. And it will do that for you too. Maybe you won't be a lifetime plumber, but the skills that you learn plumbing will help you out. And, you know, don't let anyone discourage you from that. The knowledge of using tools is going to be something that no one can ever take away from you. And I always say, and I mean it, if anything ever happened, I'm going back to the tools. I still have my tool bag ready to go, and I can't wait. You know, I'm going to do a video where we go through each tool and like talk about it. And, you know, I love my tools. I'm so appreciative of the tools that took a lifetime to collect. And, you know, I care for the tools, you know, and you should care for your tools also when you finish using it. Oil the tool, clean it, don't make sure it doesn't get rusted. But these are things that, you know, if you're plumbing and you don't want to be a plumber, I get it. That's fine. Maybe you'll have an opportunity to do something else. I did, and you know, I went back to school, was able to finish my degrees, everything else. But while you're doing it, get the most out of it. Enjoy it. You know, there are going to be times when you're not sitting behind a desk and you're out there and you're breathing in fresh air, or just on a sunny day when you're working on like a new construction high rise or something like that, or if you're in a city, you know, and you're just out there and you're just, or, you know, if you're on a large construction job and you're riding the lift up the side of a building, and you're going super high, and it's really awesome. There's so many cool experiences, because while everyone may not have wanted to be a plumber when they grow up as a profession, I know every child, at least, you know, boy, or, you know, some girls too, you know, they wanted to play construction worker and play and see the diggers and the big machines and everything else. And, you know, when you're out and if you see a job site or something like that, you know, don't forget that, you know, one time you had an interest and said, hey, you know, that's pretty cool. But, you know, if I could leave you guys with any piece of advice, you know, is plumbing the ideal career path? If you have the choice, no, it's not. And, you know, if other people tell you that it is, you know, they might be the unique person that loves plumbing, or they're lying to themselves because that's where life put them. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. But regardless of that, you know, don't let anyone steal your joy. Don't let anyone steal your gratitude, and just be thankful for what you have and do the best you can with whatever you have at the current time. And that's all I'd like to say. I really appreciate you guys watching as usual, and have a great night. Thanks. Take care.